to be home, but at the same time, kind of sad to be home just because I loved it there. But that's not where I live. God blessed me to live here in America and has blessed me with the resources I have gained through here, so I can go out there and do things like that. But other than that, today, I want to talk to you guys about my first week of experience in the emergency room. So before I left for Nigeria, I finished my last day on a Med-Surg unit, which I have been on for 3 years, well, about 3 years. I started as a new grad on that unit and I stayed there ever since, but I thought it was time to change. I kind of was getting a little bored, if you want to say, on that unit. I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't pushing myself anymore. I wasn't really gaining new knowledge of what I wanted to gain. I don't know. It just was boring, to be honest. I don't know how to explain it. It was just getting boring, and I just wanted to mix it up here. So our whole hospital went through this big transition into all these new positions coming open and becoming available. So I applied for one. I applied for the emergency room, and la-di-da, I got it. Of course, that's why I'm talking about it today. But I got the job. So when I got back from Nigeria last week, I had 5 days off before I started my new job in the emergency room. So I started that on Monday, and my first 2 days were ACLS training. So ACLS training is like 10 times more than BLS training. If you think ACLS and BLS are anything the same, they are not. So when I say ACLS, what does that even mean? So that is your advanced life-saving skills rather than your basic than your basic life-saving skills. So like most EMTs or CNAs have BLS training, but paramedics and a lot of nurses, emergency room nurses, trauma nurses have ACLS training. So in this class, we learned all about medications, what to give in certain cardiac dysrhythmia or, my goodness, I can't talk today. Okay, so we learned medications and what meds to give in certain circumstances when you have these cardiac problems. And I just finished all those videos for you guys for cardiac dysrhythmias. And I thought it would help myself, but I need to still go back and learn this because I found myself struggling during that class with reading rhythms, especially your first degree heart blocks, your second degrees, your third degree, your complete heart block, all of that. I was a little lost, so I will be going on YouTube to find good heart block videos to study from. So even if you guys do it, you still do it as a nurse 3 years in. You're always learning. So don't feel bad if you're not always getting things the first time around, because me 3 years later, I still have not done that. Yeah. But anyways, okay, so I did my ACLS training, and then the third day, I took a whole bunch of tests, and I think I had 2 hours of experience out on the floor, and I was out in triage. So in Nigeria, I was head of triage, but it's totally different. So in these 2 hours of triage in the emergency room, I saw 2 drunk patients come in. They didn't really actually need medical care. They were just drunk, to be honest, and we can't turn people away, of course, so they stayed on a litter, and that was kind of that, and they slept, and then they're going to be sent home to sleep it off and then go home. So yeah, that was that. And then what else did I see? Oh, I think someone had cellulitis in their leg. Somebody else fell, and then their family wanted them to come in a week later. So then they came in a week later because they hit their head. So they were getting a CAT scan of their brain. And I don't really think I saw too much when I was there. There was no traumas that came in those 2 hours when I was there. So that was that. And then the fourth day, which was my last day, I spent the morning taking another test that I had to take. And then after that, I went out on the unit, and that was a lot of fun. I was paired up with a male nurse who is going for his nurse practitioner. So I was hoping to learn a lot from him, which I did. And he was really the first nurse I was paired up with to learn on the unit. Since I was in the front of triage first, you're just triaging. You're not actually caring for the patients. So I was with him. I saw how fast, oh my word, the emergency department goes. So this hospital that I work at is one of the busiest hospitals in the nation. So I was not expecting what I saw and how fast it was, but it was really good. There is moments of downtime for sure, but definitely times of chaos. So I was able to see that and able to get acclimated to how that's going to be. And then I went to lunch. Then the next 2 hours, I was actually paired up with a nurse I went to nursing school with. So that was really cool because right now I feel like a new grad, and it's just because it's so totally different than what it is inpatient side, that I was paired with her and I was like, I feel like a new grad. I'm like, I have no idea what this charting system's like. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this heart rhythm because we didn't really do a lot of heart rhythms upstairs. Yes, I read telly, but it's not like what it is in the emergency room, and you have to think like that and go really, 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 really fast. It's nothing like that upstairs. So she was comforting to me. I put an IV site in, and that's totally normal. I've put hundreds of IV sites in. And then what else did I do? Did some assessment stuff, which is crazy to me. In the emergency room, you don't put a full head-to-toe assessment in, which is totally opposite upstairs. So I'm trying to find that balance in between because I feel like I'm not doing enough, but truly I am doing enough. So that's it's just kind of odd, but it's a different world. The emergency room is a whole different world. So yeah, that was really about it. I went to my disaster preparedness meeting yesterday for an hour, and I'm hoping to go to Alabama actually with some of the teammates on that disaster preparedness team for some training for disaster preparedness. It's called the HURT class. So if you saw my Instagram, you saw me all garbed up in that big old hood with a respirator on my back. I had tape around my wrists and around my ankles so nothing could get in for deconning people and all of that. So that's the kind of class we would be going to. So I'm hoping to go to that. I'm still on my orientation phase in that period, but maybe they'll let me go. But anyways, so for the ED, let me talk about my orientation. So yes, I am a nurse of 3 years, but since I transferred to another unit, I still need that orientation time. And for the ED and for like your ICUs or trauma, anything like that, that is the longest orientation you will have compared to anywhere else in the hospital. So when I was a new grad, I started in October, November, December. I had 3 months of orientation as a new grad on a medical surgical unit. But being a nurse of 3 years and then transferring to the emergency room, I have 4 months of orientation I need to complete until I'm on my own down in the emergency room, which is a lot, but there's a lot of different things that will come into the emergency room that I will need to learn how to deal with, and I do not know right now. So I am okay with 4 months of orientation. As a new grad in the emergency room though, it is 6 months at the hospital I go to, but that's probably depending wherever you go and how busy it is and what kind of trauma center you are. It will probably be a little bit different. I'm so happy to be back and making videos for you all. I still will be posting videos every Tuesday and Friday. The times may differ a little bit right now just because my orientation, I can't pick my hours as much as I used to, and I'm working 4 days a week now instead of 3. So yes, I will keep you guys posted. Make sure to check out my Instagram and subscribe to this channel. I'm almost at 500. That's awesome. You guys are such great people, and I just want to keep creating awesome content for you all. So Even if you didn't have emergency room experiences down below, please comment and tell me what kind of content you want me to cover, especially because for all those going into nursing school, that is starting here in a few weeks. What is it, August 16th right now? So like a week away from starting nursing school. So if there's anything you want me to cover, comment below and go through all my other videos because I probably covered a lot of that already. Other than that, have an amazing day, have a blessed day, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.